What's up guys, Ghost here, back with some more Battlefield 4 discussion, and I also have a couple of personal updates that I would like to make towards the end of this video, so stay tuned for those. Now, no doubt many of you guys have been tuning into the live stream broadcast and you've been checking out Paracel Storm for yourself. Obviously, DICE only had a little 10-minute presentation that they could give us. So during those 10 minutes, they were really only able to give us so much information, and there is a lot more to be gleaned simply by looking at live streams, listening to the casters, etc. They also have developer interviews over there, so that's really interesting. But first, I'd like to talk about a few of the other things that actually came out of the presentation. Everyone's talking a lot about Paracel Storm, but we also learnt things about Levolution. There was a trailer for that. There was a trailer for Premium, and they also talked a little bit about the beta. So I'm going to be rolling some of those trailers here in the background for you guys to see. Alright, so first of all, they confirmed the beta for early October, and this was pretty much as expected. It is very much on par with what they did with Battlefield 3. However, they did announce that it's going to be an open beta, and basically people who bought Premium, or they bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, or they pre-ordered Battlefield 4, or any of those things that it said you needed to do in order to get into the beta, we're just simply going to get the beta 3 days earlier. So I kind of feel that DICE led us a little bit astray in that respect. They kind of made it sound like we would have to do one of those things in order to get into the beta. But it turns out that's just what you have to do if you want to get into the beta 3 days earlier than the rest of the people who just have to simply wait for the open beta. And, you know, it's not a big deal. I probably would have done it knowing that anyway, but it's a little bit crafty by them. So they have gone ahead and announced Premium for Battlefield 4, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty much like it was in Battlefield 3. So you will get early access to any new weapons, vehicles, maps, basically anything included in the expansion set around 2 weeks before people who aren't Premium members. But the interesting stuff for me is that they actually announced all 5 of the expansions. So the first expansion to be released is of course going to be China Rising. That's nothing new, everybody knows about that. But the second one is going to be Second Assault, and that is essentially going to be 4 Battlefield 3 maps rehashed for Battlefield 4. I believe Caspian Border and Metro have been confirmed, but we've yet to find out what the other 2 are going to be. And you can actually see some footage from Caspian Border here in the background. You can see the good old antenna collapsing there that we're all so familiar with. Following that expansion set, we're going to have Naval Assault, which is majorly going to be based on sea warfare and that sort of thing. Then Dragon's Teeth, which is going to be all-out urban warfare. And finally, Final Stand, which we haven't heard anything about yet. That is completely confidential as of now. And in addition to the 5 expansions early access, you're also going to get 12 battle packs, so very nice indeed. So they also showed us a new trailer showcasing some of the changes they've been making to Levolution, and I think when we all saw that skyscraper fall in Siege of Shanghai, we were all asking ourselves, what are they going to do with the other maps? So now we've seen Paracel Storm and these huge dynamic weather changes that they've made. So what are they going to do with some of the other things? So they're concentrating on some of the small things. Some we've seen, some we haven't. Raising bollards, lowering the shutters on the shops in order to fortify your position, metal detectors and car alarms as awareness. But they also showed us shooting out lights underground and using IR scopes, shooting fire extinguishers to blind your enemies. And one really cool clip where a guy got in a really old Russian trailer and the guy lobs a grenade in and just closes the door. I mean, it's like a scene out of Indiana Jones or something. Now, one of the things that blew me away the most is where they showcased a new level and the Levolution that's going to be taking place there. Basically, it was this huge dam overlooking this kind of Chinese shantytown urban district that was all in ruins. And the Levolution that it put into this map was that you could actually break the dam and flood the entire level, and there were guys in speedboats sort of racing down these windy, really narrow Chinese streets, and it was just absolutely insane. I can't wait to see what they do with that map. I also can't wait to see what they do in Second Assault. I have a feeling that with Caspian Border, that huge antenna, I think that's going to play a pretty big role in terms of Levolution. So with that said, what new information have we seen from the live stream? Definitely for me, one of the most exciting things are the findable weapons that they've sort of dotted throughout the new level. One of them is the Barrett M82 50 cal sniper rifle. It's extremely powerful. Apparently you can one-shot people in the chest. And I really like this idea. Some people may argue and say it's not good to put overpowered weapons into the game. But think about it. If you get in a tank, that is kind of a way of overpowering your character. But at the same time, it has its disabilities and you can easily be taken out. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works with the weapons that you can pick up. For example, if you pick up this sniper rifle, do you pick up an entire recon kit, or can you simply roll with the assault kit and you just pick up the sniper as your primary weapon, but the rest of your kit remains the same? One of the other weapons I saw was some sort of a shotgun. I'm not exactly sure what it was. The casters commentated on it, and basically they said it was extremely powerful and it could punch through walls. So if any of you guys know what the name of this weapon is and exactly what it does, then drop me a line down below and let me know in the comments. So for any of you guys who watched the Parasol Storm breakdown trailer that I did, I was sort of asking the question with the dynamic wind event, how we as players can actually trigger that event, because I couldn't really see any way that we could have control of the wind and the seas, and via watching the live streams we now have our answer. So apparently there is a specific wind turbine that needs to be knocked down. Once it's knocked down, the American destroyer, which happens to be latched onto that turbine in some way, becomes loose, it runs ashore, and that basically kicks off the whole event. However, I did hear the casters say that at the moment it's really a timed event, and this is just for Gamescom. I think they said once the first objective is destroyed in obliteration mode, that will start a timer, and once the timer is finished, the windmill will come loose and the ship will go. I think this is basically just so they get the chance to actually showcase the dynamic event at Gamescom, because otherwise they run the risk of people actually not figuring out that they need to destroy this wind turbine in order to make it happen. But when the game actually ships, that is going to be what's going to make it happen. You're going to have to destroy the wind turbine, and until then, the weather won't change. So that's about it for the Battlefield 4 discussion today, guys. A couple of updates I quickly want to make. First of all, I'm actually going off to England tomorrow. I have some family business to take care of that's suddenly come up, so I'm actually going to be jumping on a plane in about 6 hours from now, and I will be there for around a week. And the thing that sucks is that I won't be able to make videos while I'm there. I do have a couple ready to go, backed up, a little bit of StarCraft 2, but I'm going to be busy watching that live stream, jotting down everything that I can, getting all those little tiny gems of information from there for you guys, and when I get back, I will probably be making a big video on everything that I find out, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe you can do me a favor and hit that like button down below. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you when I get back for some more Battlefield 4. Cheers.